Now, following the advocacy for drug reduction on campuses in the country, the chairman and CEO NDLEA, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, has identified the use of drugs and illicit substances as a major cause of destruction in Nigeria. Marwa disclosed this at a one-day sensitization on drug abuse among students on Monday in Abuja. Maliki Duro has more as read from our studios.
The one-day sensitization on drug reduction in campuses, tertiary institutions and secondary schools, the chairman NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Marwa, who was represented by Kayode Gbenga, said the menace of drugs abuse has eaten deep into the society, adding that there is need for students to be sensitized in order to shun drugs abuse.
So at the University of Abuja, to launch what we call War Against Drug Abuse Club, WADA. And this is the same thing we are replicating here today to support the Premier Academy and the Lugbe community in war against drug abuse. Synthetic drug, what we need to do is to abide by the prescription of the doctor of the or the pharmacist. In that regard, we are safe. But we should not go outside anything that has to do with the prescription or the advice of the doctor. Because we have what we call licit drug and illicit drug. We have those drugs that help the system, heal sicknesses and all of that. But we have the one that destroy the entire system and even destroy our society. So our word to them is to stay away from drug abuse, drug misuse, drug addiction, or whatever that has to do with drug that is not prescribed by the doctor.
Also speaking, the representative of NDCDC and the principal Premier Secondary School Lugbe Loud, the initiative advised parents to monitor their children.
What I've come here today to do, drug abuse, wrong experiences. Somebody after he must have taken drug, you now feel, in fact, he get it wrong entirely, and their actions are no longer normal. And that is why we have to do the best we need to do to sensitize the people that they have to do away with drug abuse.
It's a pity we find ourselves in a world where children do drugs. It's not a peculiarity of one nation, but we know that our youths of today, they do drugs, and it affects their totality. If a child do drugs, definitely his mental life is affected, his emotional life is affected, his psychological life is affected. Everything about the child is totally affected. And the attempt to pursue his career in terms of education is also ruined. And this thing has a spread effect, not just to one child, it goes across children because they exert peer pressure on one another.
While lending their voices, Ambassador Gadamasi Sadiq Ibrahim and George Chidi highlighted the importance of sensitizing the student on drug abuse, adding that drug is the cause of insecurity in Nigeria.
They can even introduce a form of vigilante under NDLEA that will work in communities and even societies from the grassroots to be arresting all these drug users. And then once they are arrested, they charge them to court. There should not be bail condition once they are in court. There should be short-term conviction for them, maybe 1 year, 6 months, 5 months. They will know that no fine or bail condition for them once they are convicted.
The program is going to go a long way in building the future of this country. As we all know that the future of this country lies in the youth. So in future, most of all these, if they are not being guided, they might fall astray and follow bad friends and start using drugs. When they start using drugs, they become addicted. And when they become addicted, they will be derailed from academic.
As the NDLEA continues to war against drug trafficking, it hoped that drug crimes should be dealt with decisively in the country.